Sonia Nevermind is a character from the visual novel game known as Danganronpa 2. She is also known as the ultimate princess in the game because she's the princess of a kingdom known as Novo Selic. She's also pretty fucking terrible, so let's talk about it. To start it off, my first criticism is about her talent, if you can even call it that. She's a fucking princess, which takes absolutely no talent or skill. Being a princess is not a thing you work hard to achieve or train hard to get better at. It's something you're handed the second you're born. Gymnastics is something that requires a lot of hard work to get good at. Being a swordswoman is something that takes an incredible amount of skill. Hell, even Hyoko, who doesn't do shit with her traditional dancing, at least has an actual talent. But yeah, being born into a royal family where you're given the position of princess the second you're born rather than working hard for it makes you super talented, doesn't it? And how the hell would being a princess even be useful at all in the killing game? Her talent is just absolutely useless, and she doesn't use it to commit any murders, solve any crimes, or even having any kind of relevancy in the game whatsoever. She's just a background character with a pointless talent. And speaking of Sonia being a background character, how the fuck is she even a survivor? She literally does nothing the entire game. Yeah, you can say the same about maybe Akane, but at least she's entertaining, she's funny, she's interesting, and she has a great personality, while Sonia's the exact opposite. She is bland as fuck. She isn't even funny either. Her interactions with Kazuichi, which are meant to be funny, aren't funny at all. She's just a massive asshole to him for no reason. She is not interesting at all, and her personality is so boring. Like, you could straight up just remove her from the game entirely, and the game would not change at all. Her character is just so bad. You could say that Peko is bad all you want, but I couldn't disagree more. She may consider herself a tool, but at least she accomplishes what tools are meant for and makes herself actually useful in the game. And if you were to subtract Peko from the game entirely, Fuyuhiko would still be the same asshole that he was in the beginning of the game, and he wouldn't have gone through the best damn redemption arc in the whole series. Another thing that makes Peko better than Sonia is her ability to actually use the talent that she's given. She uses her sword skills to come up with ways of committing murder, while Sonia does nothing with hers. Her entire personality is basically that she's a princess, obviously. She loves Japanese culture, knows 30 languages, and she's obsessed with serial killers and murder cases and, things like that. And honestly, that's not really too bad. My issue here is that she is obsessed with the killers and the murder mysteries, but she hardly participates in any of the trials. I mean, you'd think the person with all of this knowledge of murderers and killers and all those types of things would be able to help out in the trials the most. She of all people should be the one with the most knowledge of these kinds of things, and she never uses any of that knowledge to help solve the murder cases. She should be thriving in these kinds of situations, but nah, Sonia just stands there and does nothing. Like you're a terrible character when Gundam's fucking hamsters have done more in 30 seconds than you've done in the entire game. I mean, the most Sonia's ever done in the trials was probably cry at the end of them. I honestly think the surviving cast is really good apart from Sonia, of course. Hajime being the protagonist would obviously survive, Fuyuhiko made sense as he is useful in the trials and he undergoes great character development, which makes him one of the best characters in the game in my opinion. Connie is just a fun character who doesn't really do too much in the trials, but she still has some pretty memorable moments and she's just a good comedic character to have in there. And Kazuichi, who actually proves himself to be pretty useful at times despite seeming like a joke character whose main purpose in the game is to get a few laughs. But Sonia is just there, she has no reason to be there, she just is. I would have rather taken someone like Ibuki as a survivor over Sonia. Even though I don't really care too much about Ibuki, she's at least funny and she has like a good personality. Sonia just serves no purpose whatsoever. She fails to use her special princess talent in the game. She fails to use her knowledge of serial killers and murderers to advantage during the killing game, and she fails to give me any sort of entertainment and fails to make herself interesting in any way. God, I just fucking hate her. Anyways, to wrap up this rant, fuck you Sonia, you are a waste of space and a character who should have been killed a long time ago. You are such a pointless character and you basically are just a free kill, but you took a survivor spot from someone who actually deserved it more, and for that I will forever hate you. You know what? To end this video on a positive note, I will say something good about Sonia. I actually think her design is fine. Yeah, it's a little bit bland, but it works for her because it matches her bland personality well. I was gonna say something else about her, but I can't really think of anything, so never mind. Also, that one scene in chapter 2 where she shows up to the diner in a full wetsuit was fucking bullshit.